Hello, sport fans. So we are trying to save a row to the sales details table. So we create a new row. How did that row know its schema? Well, we did fill schema up at the top inside the INIT. Yep, just past it. So this array knows its schema, what columns it should have. So that's why it'll help you. It'll say, oh, we don't have that column. Or so the array knows its column names and data types. It'll complain if you put the wrong data type in there, because at page initialization, when you turn the web page on for the first time, the data adapter gets the schema and passes it into the array. That makes saving rows pretty easy. So we make a new row. I always put dr. You put whatever you want. Dr is data row. The other procedure used dr for element. How could you name this one dr? Well, it's another procedure, so it's a local object local to that procedure. So every procedure can have dr inside it. You can only have one global with that name, but inside each procedure, it won't complain. So here's the columns we're going to put in: the sales ID, which we were pretty clever with. Pull the product ID out of that product drop-down list. Get the units out of the quantity text box, txt quantity. Get the sales price. Dec sales price. Oh, so we pulled dec sales price into a local variable by running that command. It said select sales price from products table where product ID equals the parameter name. So we pulled in, so that was nice. And then line total is the sales price times the quantity. Now here's a little bit of coding magic. The invoice date is not magic, but this was clever. So rather than have the program user type in a value from a calendar or a text box that looks like a calendar, we're just going to say, yeah, they're making a sale now. It's always in the present. Now, there are going to be cases where you go back to a line item. I don't know, you want to backdate something or put in a different date other than now. But in this example, we'll just use now. And so we're going to put that into so we're going to make a local variable, local date time variable. No idea why it's gray. And these things are different colors. I guess it's trying to help. But the name of the variable is DT, date time, invoice date time. By the way, if you named that DT invoice, then you might have confusion. DT, is that a date time variable or is that a data table? So I like to use longer names so you have less confusion, equals less errors, equals less stress. All right, but we make a local variable for date time, and then we set it to now. And then that local variable is used. We could pull out the full date. We could pull out the day of the month, 1 through 31, day of the week, 1 through 6. Day name is day of, day of week. Day of week. So we'll have to check that. Yeah, I remember now. You're supposed to put .2. Whoops. Yeah. Holy smokes. You're supposed to put .2 string. I was having problems with this. So if you put 2 string, I think it's So this is the data adapter. After you sell a line item, you want it to show on the grid view. If you had 2 line items on the grid view, now you have 3. Well, if you had 2, you have to clear those out and then go use the data adapter to go get all the line items now for your sale invoice. So you clear out the old data, go get the full list. Clear out the old data, get the full list, and that's what this does. Go get me all the line items from the sales detail table where for the current sale. And so we're refreshing the list on the page. I was trying to hint at it would be cool if our get full product list procedure, if that filtered to only show the products that still had stock. That would be pretty nice. Now it's going to show it to you whether it has stock or not, and so we still need work there to make sure we only show products that can be sold. So we want to clear out the line items, and then we just talked about this. Go ahead and get the full set of line items, and then refresh the reports. And like I showed, this shows all the line items on the reports page. It shows all the line items for your sale. So it added these at the bottom and put in a summary there for us. Then you would clear out. The checkbox is not selected. Nothing is selected on the categories radio button list. Nothing is selected in the products. The quantity is cleared out. I also this is how you to clear out the grid view. To make the grid view go away. To make the grid view go away, just go get rid of the data. And then when there's no data, then the grid view has got nothing to show. And so if you get rid of the data and then rebind the grid view to an empty array, the effect is that it'll just disappear. There's no rows to show. So this is how you clear things out. Well, the next thing is to conquer this update set. This update set command. So let's take a look at that. Okay, let's take a look at this update statement. So we are adding a line item to an invoice, so we're selling something. So after you sell a product, you have to reduce the stock for that product. So we're doing that with this command. So this SQL command we've used before for select max, select count. We'll use it soon for delete from where, but we're also going to select the ASP.NET SQL command runs SQL statements. We've used them for select so far, and we used execute scalar to get back one number. Now we're going to use the SQL command to run an update statement, and we're not going to use execute scalar. We're going to use execute non-query. So we save the line item, and then we go reduce stock, CMD update stock. We sold 10. Go ahead and reduce 10 from stock, and then go ahead and update the product list, which includes the records for the products, which includes the stock quantity. So we should see the stock quantity reduce after we sell something. Why don't we verify first that that works before I explain the code? So I just took a look at product 8. So there's 60 in stock for product 8. Oh no, what is product 8? Blue shirt, size small. Okay, here we go. Make a sale. It's a new sale. We want a blue shirt, size small. And how many do we have? We have 60 in stock. Oops. Inventory 60. All right, so let's sell 10. Save line item. Oh, see that? It didn't like that as much as what line of code was that? So yeah, I wouldn't add this. It should work, but I haven't researched why it doesn't work. So let me just get rid of that. 397. Save and run. So back that up. Okay, so we sold 10 units. So let me clear that off the screen. Go back to the products and blue shirts. Yep, there's 50 in stock now. So how did that get? So we saved the row, and if we go look at our line items, there's our blue shirt, and that invoice was just one unit, $600. That doesn't sound right. It's an expensive shirt. I'll have to check that. But we update the quantity in stock. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so I just copied the code here from the web page. So I copied this here, and this is what it looks like. And so update table name, set column equals whatever. This column equals whatever, number times sold plus 1. So if we wanted to sell 10, so the input parameter allows that to be variant, but if we want to just test this out, so I'm going to sell product 8, and we should see all these numbers change after we hit this. All right, so yeah, now we got 40 in stock, and so if we ran it again, now these numbers all changed again. So that's all it's doing is we sold 10 shirts. That's why it was $600. So sorry. Each one, that's a $60 shirt. Wow. So that's pretty expensive. But this is a SQL update statement, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. If you want to use statements like this in your final projects, that would be great. So we'll see you soon, and we're going to update and delete products next.